You could tell as soon as I started saying that, it was in through one ear, out the other. Didn't want to know. So, it's coming up to 11 o'clock and the only thing that I've had to eat and drink, oh, a bit close there, is the coffee that I've just had and water. Because, like I mentioned in yesterday's vlog, I'm back down to maintenance calories now for a few weeks just to lose a bit of body fat that I've put on during this bulk, and then it's back to the bulk calories. So yeah, that's all I've drunk, and that's all I'm going to be doing until about 12 o'clock, because I'm planning to train at about 2, so I'll have some food in me at about 12 o'clock, ready to smash training at 2. So that is the plan. Back to editing now. Speak to you guys in a bit. New friend has arrived today.
Jordy, come here. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Oh.
So I've got a new training partner today. Not sure if you can see him, but he's there. Right, come on then, let's go and bench, buddy. Bench, eh? Come to bench. Come on, come bench. Don't think he wants to train. I know. Guy walks up to me in the gym today, and I was asked this on an email by some guy, can't remember his name. The guy came up to me today in the gym. Hey buddy, looking to put on some muscle mass. Cool. What do I need to do? Can you point me in the right direction to see and tell me what shakes I need to be drinking? So I instantly said, okay buddy, I'm going to save you a few bob here. What I want you to do, ignore the shakes. I said, what you need to focus on is total volume, because muscle grows through volume. The more volume we put on it over time and gradually increase it, you're more than likely going to put on muscle mass. You could tell as soon as I started saying that, it was in through one ear, out the other. Didn't want to know, because people don't want to hear that. People want to be told, sure, here we are mate, have this, and you'll gain loads of muscle mass. Sure, the shakes would have helped, possibly. He'd have probably been having more protein than what you would have usually been having, but there's more to it than that. And I did actually say protein as well. Aim for anything for, or between 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So what I'm going to show you now is volume and how it's calculated. So volume is weight that you've lifted, times that by the number of reps, times that by the number of sets. So let's use the bench press as the example. You've benched 100 kilograms for 10 reps over 3 sets. Throughout that sort of set, for the 3 sets, or over the course of the 3 sets, you've lifted a total of 3,000 calories. There's a guy in the gym, right? He wouldn't know what progressive overload was and total volume was if it bit him on his balls. He wouldn't have a clue. He's got no structure, doesn't follow a training plan, but he's consistent. He's there 5 times a week. He trains like a bit of a goon, okay? Form's a bit of shit, but he gets results because he's consistent. And when you talk to him, he'll say things like, oh, I lifted 28k on the dumbbell press last week for 10, so I'm going to try and go for 12 this week. Boom, progressive overload. He's doing exactly what he needs to be doing to get bigger. Even though he's not doing it in the most optimal way, which is by following a plan, because some days there will be times when you think, shit, what did I lift last week? That's why following a plan and having things written down. So my current training, I've added quite a bit of mass over the last 2 years. And there's no magic rep range. Rap range? No, that's DJing. That's rapping. No magic rep range. My rep ranges vary from 3 all the way up to 16. Sometimes I go go into the 25 rep ranges. I do drop sets, trisets. Sometimes I do an AMRAP set, which is as many reps as possible. That's only very rarely. On isolation exercises like bicep curls, quad extensions and things like that. So if you accumulate more volume over time, like for example, I could show you, or if you asked me, Dan, how much volume did you lift on the 3rd of January 2015? I could go on my Mac right now, straight into Dropbox, look at my program and I could tell you. That's why it's so important, because if you were not lifting more weight and more volume in 2014 compared to what you were doing in 2013, or what you're doing in week 5 and what you're doing compared to what you were doing in week 1, then what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing? And then when it goes into a cut, the whole aim is to try and maintain the volume that you're lifting and to preserve muscle mass, because you're not going to gain strength or muscle mass unless you're a complete beginner, or if you're coming back from a long layoff, or if you're on the old then you're not going to gain muscle whilst being in a calorie deficit. Muscle needs foundations to grow from, and calories and protein are your foundations. It's like trying to build a house without bricks. It's not going to happen. So the moral of the story here is track your volume. Doesn't matter how you do it, pen and paper, Excel spreadsheet. If you've got a coach who does your training for you, track it. It's vitally important, and your training should amend, especially if your goal is to add muscle mass every now and again, to ensure that you keep progressing and you keep adding volume, whether that's by reducing reps increasing reps or increasing sets. Secondly, the C word. Nope, it's not that one. It's consistency. Be there, turn up, do the work, leave, get results. Over and out. I'm off to bed. Looks like I'm going off to Tenerife again. Oh no, Mallorca, that was it. I'm not. I'm actually just going to the room over there to bed. Good night. If you have any questions, anything that you need to ask, anything you're unsure of, let me know at the bottom of this video in the comment section, and I will answer them. And I may even do a Q&A video. 100th vlog coming up. I think that would be a cool way to do it, a Q&A. Pop your questions down below.